Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Bobby Valentine Sport Show. And I actually was able to do a on-field interview at Angel Stadium with Bobby V, and I'm going to show that to you. And I haven't watched the full thing back yet, so I'm going to be watching it for the first time too with you guys. So we're going to get that going. I'm going to pull that up. Here's me and Bobby on the field, Angel Stadium. We'll get into it right now.
All right, welcome back to the Bobby Valentine Sport Show. And we are here, not in the regular studio today. We're in a different location. We're in Anaheim, California at Angel Stadium. And we're here with the man himself, Bobby Valentine. So Bobby was a 10-year professional baseball player, 23-year manager in the big leagues, 2 in the minor leagues, 16 years here in America, and 7 years in Japan. So Bobby, thank you so much for taking the time to do this today.
Right. Good to be with you, dude. Let's do it. Because everybody back there at the VSA wants to know what the Angels are doing because we're playing against the Yankees right now. So back for it, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so Angel Stadium is the 4th oldest stadium in all of baseball. It's only behind Fenway Park, Wrigley Field, and Dodger Stadium. So given the long history of this field and that you played here from 1973 to 1975, how has the stadium changed at all or stayed the same now that you're here in 2023?
Well, a lot of it stayed the same. The entire horseshoe's basically the same. But when Disney bought the team from Gene Autry, the old singing cowboy, they put all the outfield, the ambiance in with the big scoreboard. They moved the Big A out. Big A's out in the parking lot now. It used to be in left field, but it's all cool. You know, it's a nice stadium. It's old, but it's friendly.
Very nice, very nice. I think it gets a bad rap, personally. I think from those three, Fenway, Wrigley, and Dodger Stadium, it seems the newest of all those because it was still in that time period.
Yeah, it's, you know, the 60s is a long time ago, and that's when it was built. So it's probably time for a new one eventually.
All right, so now that you are working for the Angels,
Yeah.
and the general manager of the Angels is Perry Mason, so I know that you have a relation with Perry, you work with him all the time, but what is your background with Perry Mason and the Mason family throughout the years, and would you like to elaborate on that story?
Yeah, Perry was a bat boy for me. Matter of fact, at 9 years old, he was a bat boy for Nolan Ryan's 6 no-hitter when we were in Oakland against your favorite team, and Nolan Ryan was throwing his no-hitter. His dad was my clubhouse guy in 1968. His dad's dad was a very good friend of Tommy Lasorda's. That's why he had the job as the clubhouse guy at 68. Then he became a clubhouse guy in Texas for 33 years. His kids grew up in baseball. Perry's one of them. His brother Zach is a vice president with the Giants. His brother Calvin is the head of equipment for the Atlanta Braves. So it's a real baseball family.
So pretty cool stuff there. A lot of history between Bobby B and the Mason family. Obviously, Zach, the clubhouse manager, and the bat boy Perry, and now the GM of the Angels. So pretty cool, kind of a circle story, wraparound story coming back from the beginning. So cool stuff there. So moving on to the Angels team, the inevitable question that I have to ask, what do you think the future holds for Shohei Ohtani?
So I'm going to jump in here and pause it for the first time. I don't know if you can guys notice here, but I mean, obviously we're on the field, and it was about 95 degrees on the field that day. And obviously Bobby's a pretty well-known icon, pretty good, pretty famous face. So as more and more people were filling up the stadium, more and more people were gathering around and watching. What's Bobby doing right here? So I'm a little nervous here, if you can't tell. But I think this is kind of funny to watch back. But if you can't tell here, I'm a little nervous. So let's get into the next question here.
Yeah, greatness is in his future. He's already spectacular, and he's going to be great for many years. Hopefully, he's going to be great for the Angels. No telling what will happen. If his agent decides that he wants to stay here, obviously we'll get a contract done in the wintertime. But if the agent says in the next 10 days that he wants to go somewhere else, then a trade has to be made, and some lucky team will have his great services for probably the next 10 or 12 years.
And it's going to be interesting to see what teams are willing to offer for that generational talent that he is, or what teams will be willing to pay for the generational talent that he is. So
yeah, they have to pay him, and they have to pay the Angels. They have to pay in players, and then they have to pay him in yen or dollars or Bitcoin or something that he wants.
Or whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So continuing with the Shohei Ohtani theme. So, in your opinion, Bobby,
Yeah.
how long do you think that Shohei will be able to keep up his dominance as both a hitter and a pitcher?
There's no reason to doubt anything about Shohei Ohtani because people doubted him coming in, and he's proving every along. And I think he's just that special guy. He sleeps better than anyone ever reported. You know, goes into deep breath like that, sits on the best, boom, he's sleeping. So he can recover better than anybody I've ever been around. And he runs faster, throws faster, hits it further, does the whole 9 yards better than anybody else on the planet. So I don't doubt him. I think he can do it as long as he wants to, and I think he wants to do it for as long as his contract stays, so no one can ever duplicate what he's doing.
That's pretty unbelievable stuff to see what he's doing, and maybe that sleep. Obviously, that sleep is probably a main reason why he's able to keep it going. And as we've pushed on, Babe Ruth only pitched and hit as at the same time for 2 seasons. So Shohei has already surpassed that. So we'll see if he's able to continue doing that for the long career of his entire career to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm sure as long as he wants to do it, he'll do it. He's very, very strong and healthy, and he gets what he needs to do.
So pretty crazy stuff. We'll see how that continues to, as both a pitcher and a hitter, and see if he continues both of those. So moving on to other players on the Angels, we'll talk about the young emerging stars. So what do you think about the 2 main emerging stars on the Angels, Zach Neto and Nick Lemoniak?
Yes, Neto's the number 1 draft choice with the Angels. He's a shortstop, terrific player, hard-nosed, loves the game, can do everything you need him to do. You know, Mickey Moniak came over and trained for Noah Syndergaard. He was a number one in the whole country for the Phillies. And he has those 5 tools everyone talks about, and he's displaying them this year at the Major League level. And remember, there's Logan O'Hoppe that he also got to trade with Philadelphia, who is just spectacular. He's a catcher who hurt his shoulder on a backswing. He'll be back, and you'll hear a lot about him.
He got hurt actually in New York.
Yeah.
Right? Correct?
Yeah, on an overswing.
I mean, he was very hot to start the season. He's opened up the season with like 6 or 7 homers in the first couple of weeks.
He's a good player.
Very good player.
He'll be back.
So those 3 emerging stars for the Angels, hopefully they'll be back. All 3 will be back, including Brandon O'Hoppe.
Did you hear that right there? I just called him Brandon. See how nervous I am? What am I doing? What am I calling this guy? I know his name is Logan O'Hoppe. What am I saying right here? After this interview, my knees were sweating through my khakis. That's how nervous I was. It was 95 degrees, but jeez, figure it out, kid. First on-field interview, though. Kind of cool. All right, we'll go back.
To come back and contribute for this Angels team along with Shohei Ohtani and potentially Mike Trout in the future. So hopefully the Angels are able to keep this momentum together and finish the sweep tonight of the Yankees. And we'll see what happens tonight.
That's right. We've won the last 2 games against the Yankees. That's right. Judge hasn't been playing. I get it, but he took batting practice just now in 3 games.
He's actually taking batting practice right now.
Wow, you got him right over there. Yes, he is. He's hitting us. Don't hit him this way. Thank you, Aaron. And, you know, they moved the cage back so that when he hits the ball up and it hits the top of the cage, it doesn't come down and hit him in the toe. Imagine that. So we'll do the cage for the next hitter to be a conventional cage, but for him, he keep the cages back.
Pretty interesting stuff. So Aaron Judge's getting a special treatment even out here in Anaheim. In fact, but they've lost 2 already, so let's see if they get swept tonight by the Angels. And we'll see what happens tonight. All right.
And the owner of Ohtani's old team, the Nottingham fight, is here. He just gave Frankie a hat right from Japan.
Unbelievable. Awesome. All right, so we'll see what happens tonight. See if the Angels can complete the sweep. Already took 2 out of 3 of the Yankees, so we'll see what happens tonight. We'll see you then.
All right, so pretty cool stuff there. Had an actual on-field interview with Bobby V. His personality shining through as always. Pretty cool there. And he just gave me the nip on him. Our owner was there, and I just got that hat out of nowhere at the end. I forgot that happened, so that was awesome too. So Bobby V, pretty awesome guy, doing that with me, doing that on the field. So cool stuff there. Bobby V, the man. And we got a little bit of a peek at Judge taking BP there too during the interview. So that was cool. And thank you so much for tuning in. And until next episode, we'll have more of a normal episode next week, as this one was kind of weird, but hopefully you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.